The Gaming Pathways program is an important boundary that needs to be broken because these days kids are like, Mom, I want to do games. And they're like, no, that's not a future. But now, given that, there's a future for them to learn and actually make a career and do something what you love.
Considering that gaming jobs in New York City accounted for over $2 billion in economic growth in 2020 alone, it's safe to say that the gaming industry is booming right now. And City College is delving right into the fray through the creation of the Gaming Pathways program, which gives students the tools needed to get a BA in digital game design and make their mark in the industry. And if anyone would know all about the history behind this special initiative, it would be the director of the program himself, Nicholas Fortugno.
About a year and a half ago, because of the work of a CUNY administrator and professor named Dr. Stan Altman and the dean of science here, Dr. Susan Perkins, who used to be at the Museum of Natural History and is very interested in games, started to pursue a relationship with the city around using games as a way to think about not just STEM education specifically, right? But thinking about it in the broad sense of all the skills that come under games. And that students were interested in games, right? They were playing games. They saw games as an outlet for them to socialize, for them to be creative. And that led the Adams administration through the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment to want to create programs that would use games as a way to promote students not just getting into college, but getting jobs in the games industry, which is a growing industry in New York. And that led to the creation of Gaming Pathways.
And through this program, students are introduced to the fundamentals needed to pave their way in the industry.
The curriculum that we are building at City College is not really that substantively different than the curricula you see in other games universities. At the beginning of the program, you study the three main disciplines that are involved in digital game development, which is game programming, right? Like the actual coding of games. Digital art, which is creating the visual assets in games from characters to 3D models to interfaces. And then game design, right? Which is the study of games themselves. How do people make choices? How do you make challenge interesting? What is fun and how do you create fun? Everyone gets a foundation in those skills, although they quickly start to realize where they want to specialize and what they want to develop into.
The industry is like really going up there, so I was thinking maybe I could join it and possibly like join like a AAA company like Riot or like Naughty Dog or something like that, and like maybe go behind the scenes and like work on level designs or even character designs, because like I like doing art on my free time a lot, so I think that would be like a cool thing to do in the future.
And then in the second half of their college career, they work on games in teams from the role that they've picked. And they take electives, specializing them further into those roles. So that by the time they're seniors in the college, they're working on a capstone project that could be a team of up to 10 people, all working on a single game.
In addition, they also gain access to industry knowledge and lucrative job and internship opportunities that support their path to success.
We have an industry council that's full of different companies in the city that are really important in games. You know, companies on the technology side like Microsoft, Unreal, and Unity, companies on the game side like Zynga, Epic, Avalanche, companies that organize other developers like advocacy groups or conference level organizers like Games for Change. And all of those groups are talking to us all the time about our curriculum, about how we're preparing students, about what student portfolios look like. And so we have meetings every 3 months with that group, and we conduct surveys with them to see what do they need. How should students be prepared? Like, what would a senior look like who's graduating from the program that you would be interested in hiring? And of course, how do we build mentorships and internships so that students in the program get access to work environments while they're in school?
And all this in turn changes the industry for the better by ensuring that more people are seen and represented in gaming.
Representations of people in color games are abysmal right now. And that's part of why this program exists, right? One of the reasons why we want to specifically target students in Harlem and Northern Manhattan and the South Bronx in Gaming Pathways is because these are people who play games in enormous numbers and are very smart about games, but people from those communities are not represented in the game industry. And our belief is that those toxic cultures of games can change. And also we will get whole new kinds of stories and whole new kinds of games if we simply invite those people to the table. And we do that by giving them a world-class game education that's accessible to them both geographically and financially. I think the way that we change these kinds of toxic cultures is by empowering the people who can change them with all the skills they need and with the critical awareness they need to recognize these problems and transform them as they enter the industry. And I want City College to be a place where those conversations can happen.
For Urban U, I'm Hannah Kavanagh.